Hello everyone, we're going to be deploying Kubeflow on Google Cloud Platform today. The version is 1.10. This is a stable release at the time of this video. The first step is to set up the Google Cloud project. Go to your Google Cloud Platform and select New Project. Give it a project name and also a project ID. Click on Create. The project has been successfully created. Next, we need to enable the following APIs. To do this, copy-paste the information that is in the box below. Launch a Cloud Shell. Create variables for your project ID and email, and then enable the APIs. Next, we're going to initialize the Anta service mesh. As you can see in there was a problem. This problem has been addressed by the developers. Follow the instructions that are given in that address, which is basically create a temporal cluster. You can go to Kubernetes engine and check the temporal cluster that has just been created. Go to logs and log router and disable the default login. I will do this to avoid billing. Then create OAuth for Cloud IAP. Go to your Google Cloud Platform again. Select the APIs and services and OAuth consent screen. Choose external. Give it a name, a user email. Add a domain, which is your project ID, .cloud.goog. Give it a developer email address. Click on Save and Continue. No changes in this step, save and continue. No changes in this step. Then you can check on the summary. Everything seems to be fine. Then we can go back to the dashboard. Now go to Credentials and create a credential OAuth Client ID. Select Web Application and give it a name. Scroll down and click on Create. Copy your client ID and your client's secret, since you're going to be using this later on. Then edit your newly created Kubeflow and add to the authorized URL the URL described here. Please add the client ID. Save. Now we're going to be setting up the management cluster. First, we're going to get some Google Clouds components. Then customize version 3.2.1. Next, we're going to get JQ, which is used for YAML files. Now, you need to fetch your files, the blueprints for management, and the manifests. Create a directory called Kubeflow. This command fetch the files and fetch the manifest. Create your management context variable and then edit the make files with the details of your project. These include the management, cluster name, the project name, and location. Apply the changes. Now, configure your management cluster by doing a make create context and apply the changes. Set your manage project. Then we're going to be installing Anta's service mesh. These are the instructions for the installation. Get out of the management folder and fetch the file for Antas. Verify the signature. To do this, copy the details of this file. Once it's verified, then you can extract the files and add the directory to your path. Then we're going to be fetching Kubeflow. Get out of the tag directory and create a new directory called KF. Fetch the Kubeflow blueprint and configure Kubeflow. You will have to configure the user context, the management context, and the project ID. As well as your client ID and client secret of the OAuth. At this point, you can remove the temporary cluster that was initially created. Then modify your make files to set the details of your project, like the management cluster, the project ID, the location, once you save these values in the make file, apply the changes. Then you can make apply the Kubeflow. As you can see, there was an error. Just rerun make apply again. In my case, I did it 4 times. Then go to your Kubernetes engine and you can see in there that the Kubeflow 11 has just been created. Now, access could grant access for your Kubeflow user interface by running that command with your project ID and email. Then get the URL for the Kubeflow user interface. As you can see in the browser, we could open the Kubeflow UI. In this page, you are ready now to create your projects.